Reading question 3. The narrator describes the natatorium as being nearly empty of spectators the day of his race in order to accomplish what, right? Let's see where it says that. There's the natatorium right there. And around it, it talks about that by the time I stood up on the blocks, I was not only the only one in the race, I was practically the only one in the natatorium. The horn sounded and I dove in. And here's the part to really pay attention for this question. I was angry and disheartened, right, at having missed the cut the day before, and I had little belief that I could go any faster today. So this wasn't necessarily a happy event. So let's look at the options for number 3. So he mentioned that as being nearly empty to illustrate that the perfect racing conditions the narrator had hoped for weren't likely to occur, right? Because he said, I had little belief that I could go any faster today, right? This wasn't going to be the optimal condition. So A is actually correct for 3. Let's look at B. Demonstrate that contrary to the narrator's expectations, the meet was energetic. That wasn't the implication that was happening right here, right? Explain why the narrator's coach paced at the sound of the horn. Now that did happen, right? And also D, identify why the narrator felt a rush of energy before the race. Those are, well, he didn't feel that rush before. He was actually kind of more disheartened than not, right? So we know it's not D. But C, that's something that did happen, but it wasn't necessarily tied to his commentary about that particular location. So 3 is A. The perfect conditions were not going to happen that day. He was angry and disheartened.